The whole idea of a creator tears itself apart. A universe with conscious beings either finds itself in the dust, or it doesn't. It either makes sense of itself on its own terms as a self-contained whole, or not at all. There never can, and never will be, gods.
Let me talk about Greg Egan. All through this video series, I say again and again, his story is within the range of mathematics. However, there is an exception in any case. The final topic for today is about that. In the story of Permutation City, there are two characters above and beyond Mary and Paul. One is Thomas Riemann, the other is Pierre. I don't know whether what I will tell you from now on exactly get through Egan's intention, but these two characters seem to be out of the range of mathematics to me.
He'd done what he'd done for the sake of the ritual. He'd delivered the clone into Durham's hands to grant it, like the flesh and blood it believed itself to be, the remote chance of another life in a world beyond death, unknowable. And if the whole thing had been mistake, there was no way, now, to undo it.
At first, let's think about Thomas. The other people joining the TVC universe have their eternal life or paradise there. What Thomas hoped was geometrically purgatory. Thomas Dash, his copy in real world, delivered to Paul his programmed clone to be burned forever due to expiate his own sin. As a result, Thomas Dash was locked away in the endless loop of preterition. The TVC universe is a cellular automaton, so it must behave in a deterministic way. That means something including in the Garden of Eden configuration certainly happens. Anything excluded there never does. However, in the chapter 29, a salvation calls on him. The story does not show the reason why he is salvaged contrary to the rule of the TVC universe, but we can imagine it via his monologue till then. His murder represents what we call original sin, and his salvation is caused by his convincement and absolution by himself. Mathematics never explained this episode. I mean that this is just based on Christian salvation.
No, I'll become them. 1,000, 1,000,000. Whatever you want. I'll become the solipsist nation.
Let's also think about the other person, Pierre. He and his partner Kate are stowaways into the crack of the Permutation City and purely observers without any communication with the people in the TVC universe. When they saw the city started to melt down, they decided to slow down for confirming what would happen. As a result, he noticed 100 trillion years elapsed. It defies logic. Mary and Paul had only a day at most from the meltdown to escaping out of the TVC universe. Pierre and Kate cannot spend such a long time. Why that? What does it mean? I wonder, that means they were already out of the TVC universe before the meltdown started. I'm sure what I'm talking is sort of jumpy, but compared to the case of Thomas, it seemed to me a representation of Buddhahood. Thomas Dash was locked away in the endless loop and then salvaged by someone's grace. That seemed to be Christian salvation. Against that, Pierre entered the infinite loop with a will of his own, and then progressed to somewhere by his own wisdom. That seemed to show what we call nirvana, or disengagement from the wheel of life, although not accurate. At the beginning quote, Maria the heroine says,
"There never can, and never will be, gods."
This statement is surely presumed to speak for us or the ordinary scientific people, even if their plot escaping from our physical universe is extraordinary from our point of view. There we can see her belief that mathematics always underlies anything in the world. Maybe it is also Egan's. Well, what does the deviation of Thomas and Pierre mean?
At the climax scene, Mario dares to take a further step to what is controlling this process, the meltdown of the TVC universe. Is the answer he seeks out of mathematics? I don't think so. Perhaps Egan does not either.
To be within the range of mathematics does not always equal to be graspable for us. Famous Gödel's incompleteness theorems show us there is certainly something we cannot scrape out by mathematics even though itself is within the range of mathematics. I wonder, it is something that salvaged Thomas or something that Pierre reached to.
Nobody knows, or in my rhetorical expressions, God knows, what is something nor where they have gone. Even Egan the author might not. This is the reason why I said at the previous time, Permutation City can be called religious literature.
You have the power to choose exactly who you are. The old human shackles are gone. If you don't want the weight of your past to crush you, then don't let it. If you really want to die, I can't stop you. But don't tell me that you have no choice.
For good and bad, after he played religious speculation again in Distress, the next novel of Permutation City, his work seemed to be getting more definitely to the range of mathematics, especially in Amalgam series and the Orthogonal series. Personally, I feel a little sorry because I'd like to read his religious speculation in his special world based on mathematics a little more. How about you? What is required to a good novel? I think one of the answers is that I can discover something new in every rereading it. Both Diaspora and Permutation City seem to meet the requirement, to me at least. Especially, Permutation City is rough around the edges. Not a few people say so, and I think so, in fact. But that's what's fun about it. This is just my one-sided affection. Anyway, thank you for watching for so long time. If you have never read Egan's novels, you should get soon and start reading it. You have missed a great chance in our date. If you have ever done, now start rereading it. I'm sure you can find something new in this time. That will be a great pleasure of mine. Well, bye for now. Thank you so much.